Favorite scene in the movie that you shot?
My scenes are my favorite, and
all your scenes, all of my scenes.
All of my scenes.
Ziggy is an influencer, and she is partnering with a company, and she's really excited about the seeds and making some money as an influencer. But she's not really sure about the company. She's just doing research. Can you tell me about the story about how you came up with the idea of the company with the seeds?
When I came up with the idea to make a film, basically it started as a home invasion film, and I didn't really want to. I knew that I wanted her to start in the city and go back to the res, but I didn't want to make her. I wanted her to be in some form of a job, but I didn't want to make her an actress, which I felt was too obviously close to me. And influencing, or the idea, the concept, the job of being an influencer was sort of becoming a thing around the time that I came up with this concept. I think it was 2018, 2019, and then it blew up during the pandemic. The idea of an influencer was strange to me, but then the idea of an Indigenous influencer was equally, was even more strange to me, because you would also watch these people selling these things, and you're just thinking, do you even know what this do you know where this company tracks back to, But in my research, and in meeting a lot of Indigenous influencers, I ended up empathizing with them and kind of becoming one myself in my own life, because I thought, you know what, I need to make some money too. Being Mohawk and being Indigenous, Mohawks are known for being a little bit of, entrepreneurs, right? Aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Illegal entrepreneurs.
So I kind of, now I'm into it, but yeah, and I mean the concept that she's promoting this sort of the seed company that is actually evil, or tracks back to being evil, that kind of came from my initial idea of what is it that these people are trying to take from her home that she has to protect, and it was corn, beans, and squash seeds. So it just sort of snowballed from there.
Awesome. I watched a couple interviews that you did, and you mentioned that you were a fan before you guys met on Reservation Dogs. And how did it feel when you were approached to join this film?
I felt incredibly lucky and grateful. Mm-hmm. She, I think, texted me first, and then emailed me, and then called. You contacted me 3 different ways, I think.
Probably.
To get me to read the script.
My fucking text.
I didn't answer. No, I was super privileged to be I've been a fan. I remember my wife and I watched Hemlock Grove, which is a show that Theo was on, and she was like, she was in Immortals. So we watched Immortals. It was a random movie.
So random.
Yeah, she just remembered that. And then we ended up looking out. We literally went out and searched for every film and show that Kaniehtiio was in. And that's how much of a fanboy I was before we even met.
It's cute.
Yeah. So we, I didn't like all of them, but just
I don't even like all of them.
But no, I'm super grateful to be a part of this project, which I feel like is a very this film is a leap forward for Native cinema. I think really does a tremendous job of pushing the boundaries about the type of stories that we can tell and get out there.
Definitely. I love the genre mashing comedy thriller home invasion. Can you talk a little bit about how you decided to do the genre mashing?
I didn't really decide to do it. I like that you like the mashup, because I think some people get it and some people don't get it, or some people think that there's an inconsistency in it. I don't think everybody, obviously, but I can, even in developing it, I had to trust that my ideas were all going to end up falling in line, because originally I just wanted to make something that was really violent and fun to shoot. The process, I wanted it to be fun. I wanted to work with practical effects and do stunts and, have fun with people that I love. And then I also, on top of it, knew I wanted it to be comedy. You know, I was inspired by Home Alone. And then on top of that, I was inspired by Shaun of the Dead. I've always loved that movie. That movie, I think what I loved about it, or love about it, is that it's grounded in reality, and it's what would these two just normal people do in a situation, in a ridiculous, crazy situation like that. I love the violence, and I love the how real the violence was and how visceral the violence was, and then with Clear Cut, that was another inspiration. It was a film that you can watch, and as a young Indigenous person, it was one of the first films that I remember watching where you could actually cheer on what the lead Indigenous person was doing, and they were getting, you know, revenge, and it was something that we could cheer on for once. Mm-hmm. And there was really funny moments also in Clear Cut, and so I think that the genre mashup was sort of unintentional, but it works. It ended up working, you know, because some people were like, "Is it a horror?" And I was like, "Well, there are horrific things about it." You know, mm-hmm. I think, you know, the potential of somebody coming in and stealing your livelihood, that's horrific, and there's blood and there's violence, and it's fast paced, so it feels like a thriller as well. But then on top of it, you're laughing the whole way through, and you get to cheer somebody on. So, yeah, it just sort of kind of happened that way. That's awesome. And I also love, a lot of my career has been very, I love fans of genre. A lot of my career has been in that realm, and a lot of the fun things that I've gotten to do, a lot of the most memorable, you know, even things like Hemlock Grove. And then I did this film called Vision Stains, which was part of a bunch of short films that made up the Theater Bazaar. That was sort of my first introduction to the genre world, you know. I love like Fantasia Film Festival and all of the, just, you know, being able to use that medium but being able to stick in a message underneath it all is really something I find attractive in that element. Yeah.
Favorite scene in the movie that you shot?
I loved directing when you and Migwen pull up in the truck. And there was just like this moment where I was like, I would watch this movie. I'd watch this whole show, just you guys in this friggin' truck. And then being able to, I mean, I loved shooting the heart scene.
Yeah, that was fun. The finale was amazing to be a part of.
Yeah, I love that truck scene as well. Very quickly, I love that truck scene. I actually tracked your IMDb's to see if you guys have, you know, acted a lot together, because I thought your chemistry was really great, and I thought, you know, your banter back and forth was really well done.
Oh, and the one that we're singing. That's
singing in the truck.
Together. That was so fucking hot.
Yeah,
that was hot. That was like 38 degrees, but yeah, that was a great scene. Yeah. We never worked together before. Like we worked on the
screen.
same. Yeah,
we were on the same projects, but
but never on screen.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.